What's up?
What's going on, everybody?
How's it going? Yeah, a little nod to Sean's recent video in that one.
Little tip of the hat, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I haven't listened to that. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what led to this whole thing tonight. But yeah, Sean did his most recent video on like just the riff that inspired him to play on that Boston record. Actually, I think was one of the first records I remember hearing around my house. So that was kind of cool that album, like, you know, over the course of however many years, like Sean started playing before I did, was still like someone's
still
first
relevant,
album.
man. Yeah, totally. Yeah, well,
exactly.
guitar players go. I mean, like the Boston stuff is all still super relevant.
Bo on the Duvel, yeah.
Man, I know.
We were
I'm in
just
love.
talking about it.
Yeah.
First off, before we get going, everybody smash the like button and give her a share so we can get a whole bunch of friends coming in and learn some sticky licks with us tonight.
If you're not already subscribing, get on that subscribe button.
All that. You'll get notified for more of this stuff. So yeah, everybody here, give her a smash. Yeah, Sean, nice. I was actually using the tilt for all that too. Actually into the green channel, which is definitely fun. It's fun like trying to stack all different gain stages together.
Definitely.
We'll get into that later, but yeah, the Duvel. You were talking about using it in the test room and kind of
this guitar just magically appeared in the test room the other day, and the Ibanez is gone.
It's here. I told Luke I would restring it and set it up. And
yeah,
I haven't.
Well, you can take your time, man. It's totally fine with me. You just do your thing with that guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been sweet. It's like a much higher output guitar than I would usually use. The pickups are hot as hell.
They're extremely hot. Anytime I record with that, Dorian's like, "Oh, is that the Mayo?" I was like, "You can tell right away."
It's so good though, man. Yeah.
Yeah. The split
and
sounds
the
too.
coil split is great too. Yeah. Yeah, having a lot of fun with it, man.
Cool. Yeah, that's probably not a guitar I would have pictured you being drawn to.
It's not a guitar that I would be typically drawn to.
One that you were like forced to
forced to fall in love with. I can't help myself, man.
That's a good one, actually. What's a guitar? I guess this one, but like, what's a guitar for you guys like that you didn't think that you would enjoy that you did?
Good question. Yeah. For me, it would be something like this.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Other than that, I kind of stick to my comfort zone. Right. This is like so against the grain for me.
I guess for me, on the Dallas tour, there was this one Dan Electro baritone that was just like totally janky and old. And like, but it was just sweet. Like,
I can't see you playing like a Dan Electro kind of thing.
Not at all. I found myself playing on it because it just had like a really, really cool tonality and like vibe, but not something I ever thought that I would pick up and be like, oh, I want to play.
I would love a baritone. I've never actually played a baritone guitar.
It's cool, like using it for its purpose, like for, in that setting, it was used just for more like the Rudy Noti guitar stuff. But
totally,
like, just playing normal stuff on a baritone just has like such a different sound and vibe and everything. So,
one day.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what model PRS this is. Derek could say, I mean, I think it's just the 22, like some sort of custom 22. I'm not sure of the year or anything like that, but Anthony, if you're here, actually, Anthony Best might know what this one is, this silver one here, but I found myself being drawn. I guess this is one too. Like, I've always liked PRS, but this one specifically, Derek traded for, I think, this old SG that he had with Fishmans in it. It was like a black SG with Fishmans, and he randomly got this and was like, oh, some random trade. I don't think he was like looking for this or anything, but it's sweet. It has the like kind of the 5-way pickup.
I don't like that.
You don't like it?
I do not.
I don't like this specifically, but whatever the splits are in it. My dad told me once what it was when he was checking it out. But whatever the split settings are in this, sound really, really cool. And it just feels good and sounds really good. Put some 11s on it, and it's nice. Yeah, for
Thanks,
sure.
Man.
Here's Alfred from... What's up? How's it going, guys? How's it going, Alfred? Honestly, the NJ Strat. I was a Les Paul PRS guy with the NJs. Yeah, the first time I played the American NJ Strat, it was definitely something. Like, the offshore ones are great for the price, but yeah, the American ones with the wide gain neck.
Yeah. something else.
Just banging. Yeah, how about you? Anything aside from this?
Not really.
Yeah, you generally are more of like a Gibson Fender guy.
I'm a Gibson, yeah. Yeah, give me a Les Paul or a Strat. Don't give me an SG.
Man of simple taste. Yeah, no SGs.
No SGs.
You and Derek are the same. No SGs allowed.
I kind of want a Flying V at some point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't actually think I would like playing it. I just want one because just like the quirkiness factor of it. It's such a ridiculous looking guitar to me that I want to have one.
I had, it was, I don't know if my dad got it as like a kit, but like he found this old Tokai V body and neck.
Okay.
There was like nothing in it, and I remember he just like put a bunch of random pickups and stuff in it, but I wish I still had it, because it was like this Japanese-made Tokai V body that was like probably pretty rare.
Yeah.
But I just like, I don't know, I was like into like the metal guitars for a while, and then I was like, oh no, this is too bulky. I was like a kid trying to lug this thing around. I was just like, no. But I kind of wish I held on to it, so. Big no on the rotary switch. Yeah, hey man, it sounds good, not complaining.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with typical PRS. This one is not bad though. Yeah. No birds. Yeah, I don't like the bird inlays. I don't mind it. I mean, I will say that there's something about the dots that is easy because it's kind of simple. But yeah, BFA still waiting on the Schecter AM6. Yeah, I don't know. I think Aaron's dropping details. Steenie's talking about Aaron's intervals. Aaron is doing a Schecter Sig. It's not out yet, but it should be soon, from what I've heard. Should be soon. So that's sick. Cool. Yeah, man. So yeah, another thing I guess we're getting into doing is we want to start featuring maybe like mostly local beers, but just craft beers in general. So if you guys have any that you think we should feature or would like us to feature, definitely get in touch and we can figure that out. But we've mostly been doing Winnipeg the last little while. And today we've got Stone Angel Brewing, which is on Pembina, I think kind of around Bishop.
Yep. Someone's having one over there right now.
Like, man, he's cracking one right now. Yeah, and I actually haven't had a chance to go to the tap room, but I have definitely heard of a lot of friends have told me that they really enjoyed it, and they have had a couple of the beers. I think they've been around since 2017 or 2018, and I was checking out their site, and they have like 16 different beers, and like one is a seltzer, so there's like a ton of variety, and that's all like on tap down there. So if you're in that neck of the woods, like around Pembina and Bishop-ish, or if you're in Winnipeg, if you're not in Winnipeg, I believe that you also can order from them on their website. And yeah, this is the Blue Note Session Ale, which I'm wondering has any reference to Blue Note Stage downtown.
I was wondering the same thing when you had me that can.
Yeah, Blue Note Stage is like a kind of like an outdoor music venue in Winnipeg, next to a place called Times Change, which is like a great venue. Great venue.
Legendary venue.
Yeah, totally. Kind of on Main there. Yeah, so this is great so far. I'm really enjoying it. This is the Blue Note, which is a session ale. So it's fairly light, but that's good.
Yeah,
good
I got the red-handed red ale over here. It's
Irish red.
Beautiful, man.
It was saying on the site that a lot of them are based on like European style beers.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's
interesting.
kind of the thing. So that would make sense, kind of like the Irish red.
Well, I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah, awesome. What are you guys drinking tonight? Got beers, got liquor. What do you got? Any cool craft brews that we should check out and get on this show and feature?
Let us know. Send us some beers.
It's a Greg Hoppin Stradlinger on the shop I used to work in years ago. It was cool. Nice. I remember, I think at Quest I played one of the Clapton ones, and that was cool. Also, I remember they did that, it was like a limited edition, like Jimi Hendrix, like Mexican Strat with like, the upside down headstock and all that stuff.
Okay.
But it was actually sweet. Like it actually played pretty good. Like some of the higher end Mexican stuff for a while there was really good.
Yeah. My Strat's a Mexican Strat. I love it, dude.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah, good crack.
Oh, it's a bigger can. Got a bigger verb. Bigger verb trails. That's how it works, right? It's the tall boy. White Claw soon, nice, getting rowdy. I don't know if I could do that without destroying this whole studio. Derek knows what happens. If Derek's watching, he knows what happens when
Is that a bad combination? You and a White Claw?
Oh yeah, no, I'll just go nuts.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
Just drink all of them. That or gin. Yeah, not allowed to drink gin anymore.
Oh, well, I want to see both those things now.
No.
Maybe not on air, but at some point.
So yeah, I guess for tonight, like we're gonna show each other some licks. But the whole thing tonight was kind of inspired by Sean's video, which if you haven't checked it out, is the most recent video on our YouTube channel. You should definitely go check it out. But
yeah.
Sean actually had his first guitar that he learned it on, but it was just a video about like what riff that like when he heard that riff, he's like, okay, I want to play. Like that's the riff. And it was Rock and Roll Band by Boston, which is what we attempted. We just kind of soloed over in the beginning there, but it was that. And it's funny, Sean, because I was saying too, like that was probably, I think More Than a Feeling was the song I remember, obviously, but that was even when I was a kid, which was, maybe a generation after it. Like that album still was like a staple first record, like kind of held true to that. But that. Yeah, like that kind of bluesy, like cool rock riff in it. Yeah, I remember.
It still kicks, man. It's still,
I remember, and the upbeat. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that at the time, be like, oh, that's very rhythmically cool compared to like what I guess had like acknowledged hearing at least at that age.
Yeah.
So I was pretty young when I remember hearing Boston, but it was cool. And I think that was one of the first concerts I went to when I moved to Winnipeg too. And like,
Really?
And yeah, Tom Schultz is just such a cool guy and like cool writer and like smart guy and yeah. Usual Kentucky bourbon now for Sean. Nice. Yeah, nice. But yeah, that was kind of what inspired this. We thought we'd show each other some licks and kind of like talk about some of the guitar players that initially were the ones that we started to notice, like that made us notice guitar more, or like licks that we heard it and like it stuck out and you're like, oh, that's cool. Like what's that? I want to do that. Like when you were starting early on. So what was that for you guys? Like what was the first riff that you guys heard that made you want to actually pick up a guitar and start playing? What was kind of the tipping point?
Yeah.
What was it for you?
Man, I don't really know. So for me, I started playing guitar as more of like a social thing, right? Like my parents weren't guitar players. It was like my friends were all starting to play guitar around the same time, 15, 16.
Right.
And it just seemed like
a thing to do
to hang out and fit in. Like, yeah.
Totally.
So even at the time, like I wasn't listening to like a lot of music that my friends were listening to. Like all my friends were growing up and playing guitar, and now they're playing like Metallica or like Blink-182 and stuff like that. They're all kind of learning on the same stuff, and I was like, I didn't even know that stuff. I was so like removed from like what was going on musically at the time. I was still like listening to like the Eagles and like the Beatles, stuff like that. So I learned a lot of music just like doing like lessons and like learning how to play that popular stuff. So I would have like learned start with stuff like Iron Man, obviously.
Yeah.
But I remember being young and just getting into guitar and then finding the darkness.
Yeah.
And like obviously like their big one, I Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Yeah.
Just like that was just so big, heavy rock and roll to me. Just
big
that,
rock
like,
anthem.
Well, let me get in tune real quick.
It's funny though because I remember seeing that video on.
The video is killer, dude. Yeah.
On Much Music with like the aliens and like the spaceships and stuff, and just being like, yeah, it definitely had that like retro rock vibe, but like obviously more modern,
but it was still
modern
like,
production and more punch to it.
What is this like? What,
yeah, totally.
But just that riff, man, I just love that riff right away. And I also love that it was like, because again, I was just learning how to play. I love the idea of like doing a lick that moved into those power chords.
Yeah, kind of using them as like accents.
Learning how to connect like the chords with like
within the riff.
Within the riff, yeah, exactly.
Totally. Yeah. Or like kind of within those major shapes.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. So the main thing is.
It's always like E major, yeah.
So the main thing is like hitting the.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, totally. Actually, it's funny because like I've heard that riff so many times, but never really thought of like it as like the shots like that almost, and like everything else is kind of moving in between.
Yeah.
Like it almost follows like some of that bluesy kind of like bass Rudy stuff.
Okay,
if that makes sense. Like kind of like almost like it's almost like the passing like bass line in between the shots of like the riff. What's the? or whatever it is.
Whatever it is, yeah. I never learned that part of the song, yeah, I know.
But like looking back at that, like those are big solos.
Big solos, man.
What's up, Hoogie?
Big rock and roll tones.
Hope we're all well. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I saw the split text there. Hope you're doing well too, man. I heard you are. Yeah. How you doing? How you doing? Paperback Writer's a good one.
For that same kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that type of feel. Did you learn that solo? Jason? Sorry? The solo, I don't know. Are you Jason?
Who's Jason?
I don't know.
Jason up there?
Jason Zedes. Oh, right. Oh, what's up, Jason? We just actually, if you guys haven't checked out, Jason Zedes is actually doing a really cool series on, like, the Can Rev Do thing.
Okay, he's one doing, I've seen those videos, yeah.
And it's basically sweet. He's just taking, it's actually amazing. He's taking our amps and just basically making them do a bunch of different styles and different songs, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I've been seeing those videos pop up in the Rev community page on Facebook.
Yeah.
If anyone's not in that group watching right now, by the way.
Yeah, we do have
a
Facebook group called Rev Amplification Community, which is not exclusively for Rev owners. Like if you want to just come and hang out and talk here, or if there's anything you want to know about our products, and you can ask people that are real people.
We assume everybody's a real person.
Yeah,
it seems that way.
I think we've done a good job at banning the bots, but sometimes they make their way through as they do. But just great kind of community. There's lots of great people in there that are hanging here tonight that we love chatting with and hanging with, and yeah, everybody check it out, and we can get you in there. Yeah, oh, dude, no problem, man. Thank you for doing them. We really appreciate it a lot. So yeah, that song, like having like those huge solos like that too. Like I think at the time, a lot of the stuff that was on was just like, as you were saying, kind of like the Blink stuff. Like at least on, like, because I still remember seeing the video for that song like when I was a kid. That was in that era of like Blink-182.
Totally, yeah,
bands,
yeah.
You know,
kind of like maybe on the outer side of it, like the later side of it, but it's still in that same era.
Yeah.
But yeah, very different because like all the Blink stuff was like, all that punk stuff was so not guitar. It was.
Yeah, it was still like hair rock guitar music, like in a time that wasn't the thing.
Totally,
But that song was massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just because it has like, good hook, good lyrics, good musicianship, good production, good video presentation, like everything about it. Yeah. On August 18th, I'm going to prove that Rev can do indie with my band's first single. Nice. Let's go, Robbie. Let's do it. Yeah, Robbie has some music coming out. What's the name of the project again, Robbie? I saw you shared it on Facebook. We'd love to share that for you. Jade still kills nice. Yeah, I'm glad you're using it, man. I hope you're doing well too, Jack. Haven't caught up in a while, but we should soon, man. Beat It. Yeah, that's another big riff actually. A lot of the MJ tunes have like cool riffs.
Yeah.
And I guess for a lot of people, yeah, where MJ was so huge, that would have been pretty guitar heavy.
A big
I guess.
learning point. Yeah, for sure.
Totally.
Well, he had some great guitar players. He had Slash. He had like, didn't Van Halen do an MJ song?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jennifer Batten was playing in his band.
Yeah.
Like, he's always had really great guitar players
Always.
in his band. Yep. Totally. Shelf, that's what it is. Sweet. Yeah, definitely send it our way, man, and we'll give her a share, especially if you're using that stuff on it. I'd be stoked to hear the 120 for some indie stuff. Sweet, man. Fuck. Do you know any other Darkness songs?
Not how to play them. No.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like I can sing a couple, but that's definitely the big one, and like I've done that a few times at like weddings. Like that's the thing. It's like it's that big of a song.
It's huge, man. Yeah. Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an anthem. It's yeah. There it is.
Is that it?
It's close.
Is that it? I was gonna. It's like Thunderstruck, but in E major.
That's close.
Close enough. But yeah, literally like Thunderstruck, but in E major. That's awesome. You need to hum a music guitar. Oh, dude, no, you're shredding, dude. No worries. Steve Lukather.
Oh, better than MJ too, yeah.
Yeah, I think along with Boston, one of the, I mean, it was Boston, like Mr. Big was another really big one.
Yeah, never got super into Mr. Big, but
no,
yeah.
We'll get back to that later. But I remember, yeah, like aside from, I think even before, like getting into like the punk music stuff, because I definitely had like a phase of like the stuff that you're into when you start learning guitar, and then you kind of like, I feel like a lot of musicians kind of progress with their music taste like according to like what they can play and what they're enjoying playing, because it's like you want to listen to the stuff you can do that with. I guess as a kid I did that, at least. It was like I feel like my music path was very reflective of like what I wanted to achieve as a player, I guess, in terms of listening. Because like at first it was like I just like playing like, although I listened to a lot of really heavy guitar music like as a kid, because that was what my dad would put on for me, I didn't really comprehend it. It was just kind of like, oh, there's guitar in this, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then went through like the punk phase, because it was like power chords and you could play like the Sum 41 songs and the Green Day songs and that stuff.
Totally.
And then kind of as the playing progressed, got more into like the Metallica, where it's like, oh, this is a little faster now. Like, I guess trying to push through that. But looking back on it, one of the bands that my dad would always play was Extreme. And like, I guess, like Nuno was always one of my favorite players, but I went back recently and re-listened to like all of their stuff, and it was like, the guitar playing is so crazy. Like, I think as a kid it stuck out to me that it was like cool, but going back and analyzing it, it's like that stuff was like way ahead of its time, I think. Totally. In terms of just the way he's playing, like the feel that he plays with and stuff. So that was actually one of the licks that I picked, was like, man, I could go through that whole Extreme album and like just pick riffs that are all sick. Yeah. Let's get the twin tracker going. So in case anybody ever wants to make things like super 80s, just put a chorus on in the twin tracker.
Oh, dude, yeah.
You're pretty much good to go. It's got like the kind of microchip thing.
Pretty much.
I think maybe that was another thing too, like that I really liked, which just the tones were so massive. Like as a kid, I was just like, oh, that's just big and cool and like loud and like just wide.
The
you know,
80s
like,
were good for massive tones,
just
man.
massive tones. Just have to make, yeah, big tones should be cool. They should stay cool. But Twin Tracker, yeah. But yeah, that whole Extreme 2, like the Porno Graffiti album, which is hilarious that was what the album was called when I was listening to it, and I was like 8. But like looking back on it, I guess it's about just like, you know, a bunch of societal issues at that time. But that whole album has like tons and tons and tons of riffs and solos that I still can't play. But I remember the first time listening to like just the first track. Yeah, like that whole, the first time I heard that riff, like with that tone and just like the way that the I think for me it was the way that the harmonics were used, like just like making it squeal like that. I was just
love
like,
that,
oh
dude,
man,
yeah.
I remember hearing that for the first time, just like, how the hell does he do that? Like, you just make the guitar literally just like cry at you, and it was like, it's almost just in the way the pick attack is. Like you're not really hitting a full squeal, but just you're like really digging into it and getting that. And the big squeals and bends. Yeah, Decadent Stance, that was the riff. Sam, I did not picture your dad being an Extreme fan. That's awesome. Tim was the guy who brought a 740 by here today.
Oh, right on, man. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big Nuno fan. He's all about like funky bands, and like I think that was he played with a lot of like funky feel, almost a lot of like rhythmic feel compared to a lot of those guys.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so the riff, so kind of just using the A major as the riff. And then it goes, basically the melodies, but yeah. But it's all about just like the big squeals and like the feel, because like you can play the riff like, you can play it like, or you can play it like,
yeah, you need that feel, man. Just like,
that's
all that.
like
That's what all the flavor is, dude. Yeah.
Really dig in, and it was like, oh man, just like so much, like so expressive, and like, yeah, like it was literally making the guitar like yell at you. Like, the big bends and everything too. Like Dimebag Darrell was another guy who was like that with just like, or Zach Wilde with the squeals too. But yeah, I remember that whole album. Like the whole bridge section. I can't play the rest of it at all, but like there's still some stuff in there that I don't think anybody could ever play except for like him in that moment. But yeah, I remember the first time hearing that riff with that tone and like all of that, and it was just like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, I feel like you'd feel so cool playing that.
Yeah, totally,
like,
dude.
You just feel so like, yeah, hell yeah, like that's just sick. It's totally making the guitar a bitch. So that was one of the licks I wanted to teach. So for anybody who might want to learn it, it's basically just like a power chord with hammer-on thing on the 4th fret, the 2nd fret, slide into the D there, or the G, sorry. I don't know if this is correct, I just kind of figured it out by ear, but... So that is the same kind of hammer-on thing, and then 4 slide into 6 on the G. And then same thing. It's a bend on the 4th fret, and then same thing, octave lower on the 2nd fret. But with the right hand again, like... I guess depending on where you want to hit it, I feel like he's like, with the pinch harmonic, is like the closer you hit it to the bridge, the higher it goes.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's like really just like digging right in there, as opposed to like...
I love the sound, man. I love the tone.
Just like the different, yeah, it's just like so over the top and cool.
It's
and,
so
like,
good, yeah.
groovy and like party time. Red Beach was in Winger, I think. Extreme was, I guess, late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that album was early 90s. Like, I think their first record was late 80s, so technically I guess not. But I feel like it's all very Van Halen inspired.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, you can hear it. Yeah, all over the place. All over the place.
I think he like outwardly was like Eddie was the biggest influence, but I feel like he took that type of like command of the guitar and like tone and approach, but like made it more rhythmic.
Okay.
And cool. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's definitely like more rhythmic, but it's just like his own. It's its own thing though.
I feel like the songs have a little more of a funk influence, I guess.
Yeah.
Not more rhythmic based. But yeah, either way. Like
but it wasn't
Eddie's,
just like
Eddie's the best. Let's not kid anyone.
Yeah.
But it was like very influenced by that, but with a different
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't
flavor.
copycat, wasn't
Yeah, exactly. Petition to get Sam some cheetah print tights. Nice. Why? Because well, I guess
because of 80s.
I was gonna say because of 80s, but I was gonna say because Derek played guitar with the Cheeto.
Should get Derek some
who
leopard print
was
tights.
here for that? Who was here for when Derek? It was funny because they wanted to call the thing Sticky Lex, and I literally wanted, instead of making a thumbnail, just to screen grab the Cheeto slide and make that the thumbnail for this stream. But I feel like people on YouTube would have got mad about it. They'd look at it and just be like, these guys don't know what they're doing. But we do know what we're doing. We just choose to do it anyways. Well, Derek chooses to do it anyways.
Yeah. We're not all rubbing cheesies on our guitars over
Yeah,
here.
at least not on our Schecter custom shop NJs, but I was there 3,000 years ago. Yeah, exactly. Damn right I was here. I feel like that's a critical moment in history on the stream. But. Cool. What was the first riff you learned or first riff you wrote? Either or.
Whoa.
Do you remember the first riff you wrote?
No, I don't know if I know the first one that I wrote.
I actually don't even know if I remember either. Probably something just like super
basic. Yeah. Yeah, mine would have been probably just like a bunch of power chords stuck together, and I would have called it like a riff or something.
Yeah.
The first thing I don't know.
Aside from like the alphabet song.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
first
yeah.
like song.
I remember the first song that I ever learned like front to end that I was like super proud of, and first of all I learned like the rhythm part, solo stuff was "Shook Me All Night Long," AC/DC.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge moment, just like the first time I actually did all of it.
Yeah.
And like got through the whole thing was like super huge.
Super gratifying.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're like, oh, I can do this, you know?
Yeah.
And that's I think why as much as like people will be like, oh, AC/DC a boomer band, blah. It's like, well, they wrote a shitload of songs that were super accessible for listeners and people who wanted to play at like a basic level, and it's like that's that relates to so many people, and those are hooky songs.
I was gonna say it's so hard for people to like write a hit, and then AC/DC just like went ahead back in the day and wrote albums full of like huge hits. Just
and people are like, oh, they use the same 4 chords, and it's like, yeah, and
it works.
And you can sing every one of those songs and know what song it is.
Yeah.
Like they actually did it.
I'm not gonna lie, back in the day when I was like first getting kind of snobby with guitar, I was definitely one of those AC/DC, like, what is that kind of guy?
Easy, I'm a boomer. We're defending you.
Yeah, I'm on your side.
We're defending your music. No,
but yeah, the older I get, the more I'm just like, dude, like they just wrote banger after banger. Like you can't give them a hard time for that. That's awesome. Good for them.
Absolutely. And again, like for kids who wanted to pick up guitar, it wasn't like the stuff that they wanted to play was like that out of reach.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to pick it up and like play like the rhythm parts, I'm sure they could, if they learn the major chords to some degree, strum along to like some of them, and then that gets them stoked to learn more stuff.
Totally.
And it's like, those types of bands, like there's a reason that they're like gateway bands, because like they're more than gateway bands, but I feel like for a lot of guitar players, it's like they learn Back in Black or like whatever.
Yeah.
Any of those riffs.
When I was teaching, like Back in Black was a big one. It was
how many kids that was like the first riff they wanted to learn?
Yeah.
And it's like great. You can thank AC/DC for like all of those musicians when they write great stuff down the line, because that's the song that made them want to do it.
Totally.
So yeah, as much as you want to hate, but do you remember what the first riff you learned was? Was that it? Took me on that long. Do you still know it?
Yeah, I remember all of it, yeah. I remember it was cool, too, because, like, I was just, like, learning about chords and stuff for the first time, too, and, like, realized you could play a G by hooking your thumb over the top.
Yeah.
And that's a trick that, to this day, I use all the time.
Nice.
I loved what he's doing in that song, apparently, according to my teacher at the time, because, like, it's like a G, and then a C9 into a D, right? But what he's doing is apparently just throwing his thumb over more to catch that C string with his thumb. You can see him do it in videos too, yeah.
That's so weird. which is like hard. That's like your pinch harmonic thing, Alex. It's like it works, but why would you do it?
I don't know. It's honest. I would never do a C that way, but the thumb over the top of the guitar to get to the G, I do that all the time. Man.
Yeah, works with certain chords. I feel like it works with like certain variations of F too. Anything where like you need to kind of chord up here and you need like to still hit those top notes.
Yeah.
But like once you get up here, it definitely is a little weirder.
No, it gets weirder up there for sure.
But yeah, I feel like you're right actually. G and like F sharp because it just kind of like you can do like the.
Yeah.
That man, fucking twin tracker, eh? Yeah. Look, Mateus Asado is really good for doing that, like in tasteful spots and like where we.
What isn't he good at doing? Yeah.
He's good at everything, but yeah, he's a guy who like does that, you know.
Yeah, I've seen him do that too.
Yeah, but he was, I guess, Malcolm Young was probably one of the guys to do that, like first guys to do it, like in rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, good solo too.
Yeah. Do you play it verbatim or do you just improv it?
I do the first part verbatim, and then by the end, I kind of get sloppy with it.
I feel like that's like the cover gig trick is like play the first few lines that are recognizable.
Exactly.
And then just
that
do
is the
whatever
cover
you
band
want
trick,
for the rest
man.
of it. Yeah, exactly.
Giving away my secrets, dude.
Random Kings, hey guys, how's it going, dude? Or a girl. Good to see you. Or whoever.
Maybe
whatever.
just one person, yeah.
Whatever you identify as. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
They got that from Hendrix. Yeah, totally got that from Hendrix. Hendrix was a big, like, thumb over the guitar, like, kind of guy.
There's the pre-chorus section of the Bark of the Moon. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I feel like a lot of those dudes were doing it. I wonder, yeah, this comes from like that era of playing, I guess. Like where the like, I feel like maybe it just comes down from like the blues playing thing, where it's like a lot of the root note stuff.
Yeah, I guess
you know?
that makes sense.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Just taking a guess.
I would buy it.
How many times tonight? Seven Nation Army. Nice. Yeah, exactly. I got it from Hendrix. Yeah, Hendrix would have been the OG, and again, like a lot of that blues rock like derivative came down from that. That's like people saying like same thing that people say about AC/DC saying about Hendrix or whatever. It's like he inspired so many people.
Yeah.
I feel like AC/DC gets that a lot more than Hendrix does, but like I feel like a lot of the modern metal players are like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, dude, like you wouldn't be doing your thing if those guys didn't do that.
Totally.
100%. It's here, but from Halifax. Hey, Dad, how's it going? Hope you guys are doing well out there. Boxing Rock IPA. Nice. I have not heard of that. Is it from Halifax? My dad's out visiting his folks right now.
No, nice.
Yeah. Just, yeah, we were supposed to, want to get out there. We're just out there recently out in the Maritimes, and it's like, oh, I want to get back. It's so nice. But
I want to go too, man. I've never been.
I think, I'm trying to think of what my first riff was. Aside,
I think my first riff was like, obviously, like Iron Man.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, yeah. Except for a sec here. I think it was literally an Extreme song where like I think it might have been in Get the Funk Out where he like the first time I like realized that I like could play something was like for the first like 4 bars of that song he just kind of does like this kind of like vamps on the top string.
Yeah.
And I like found that note and was like hitting it in time with it and I was like, oh, that's cool.
I got this.
Like,
yeah.
yeah, like I could do this if I want, just like jamming like the 12th fret
Is
on
this
the E
easy
string.
to be a guitar player? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, whoa, that's sweet. I could do that. And so I think that was the first thing I ever like played along with. But yeah, I guess that doesn't really count.
Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, it might have been Get the Funk Out. I forget the chord progression for that. Literally that. But otherwise it would have been like probably Sum 41 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Fat Lip. And I think it was the same thing, like I just discovered, I was like 11 years old and I guess like had the initial like recognizing of guitar stuff and like did it for a little bit, then stopped and then kind of came back into it as that was kind of a thing.
Okay, yeah.
So like I remember seeing that on Much Music with like the video where they're all skateboarding like and like just doing stupid shit. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And it was a very, very haggard version of that, but I think that was I probably played it more like probably more that tempo. But I remember, yeah, my dad showed me how to play that, and I started taking lessons and like regressed from like slowly, crappily jamming that riff to actually doing like, okay, we're gonna go through this book and like learn some stuff. And
Yeah.
whatever. And then back into that after. But I think that might have been it. Was that All Killer No Filler album?
Totally.
Literally might have been that section, just kind of vamping on the power chords, getting used to what power chords felt like.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's just jamming those power chords for that chorus because it was like
Yeah.
3 or 4 chords.
Awesome,
Like,
dude,
getting
yeah.
used to how power chords work and being like, oh, if I move this anywhere, it works. Oh, great.
Discovering
cool.
power chords is always a huge moment in your upbringing, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can do this everywhere. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
you can't. You think you can now, but you cannot. But yeah.
Just like sliding them along so your fingers are like blistered and
yeah,
cracked. Yeah.
I think it probably for me was like really crappily jamming along with that song.
Yeah.
Like just playing the chords.
I think one of the first licks I learned too, actually going back, was Fire, Jimi Hendrix. Like,
Oh yeah,
I'm learning about octaves. Yeah. Same kind of thing, just like being able to
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
throw,
yeah.
like, throw
an
octaves
octave
around.
is the same everywhere. Oh, it's 8 notes. Oh, because in the scale. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, as soon as you realize that, it's like, great, that makes sense.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah. I used to think octaves were like more complex because they were like one string of separation different. I used to be like, oh, that's hard.
Just wrapping your head around being able to skip a string. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was probably it. Like jamming along with the crappily jamming along with the good Sum 41 songs. My name's Sam. This is Bo. Thanks for joining us here. Yeah, for sure. There we go. Twos. Sorry, I saw scroll up. Robbie might have said something about that video. I meant to read that. I remember the video vividly on. Yeah, totally. And it was that, and then I remember realizing that if you stayed up till like 10 o'clock, which was late at the time, they would do Much Loud.
Yeah.
And then I remember like staying up late when I wasn't supposed to so that I could watch like the 5 metal music videos that they would play a day. And then like I discovered, I think, Killswitch Engage and Trivium that way, and that led to like the pathway of like more modern metal stuff. But yeah, it's funny thinking back to all that, man. For sure, when you like kind of relied on the TV to like see that stuff, it just seems like such a foreign time. Even like I remember Yahoo Video, I think, was like one of the first ones to do it, and there was like a couple like 180 or whatever the lowest resolution is. I just remember being like, "This is amazing! You can just search for this." It's like you don't have to wait for it to come on. It's like, but at the same time, like, yeah, I discovered a lot of cool stuff that way because everything, like, if anything was going to get attention, it was that way. So everything was happening that way. It was different, but yeah, Much Loud. There you go. Let's discover. Yeah, no problem there. Yeah, Avenged Sevenfold 2 was another good like gateway metalcore-ish band. Guess what Trivium were gateway bands? Oh, I didn't say gateway, not at all. Well, no, they weren't. Definitely not. That was the first time I think had seen metal that was like melodic but heavy at the same time. Like it was like a lot of thrashy stuff. Like it was like a lot of Metallica, Megadeth. I've never really been into Slayer, but like
I've never been much into
Metallica,
Slayer,
Megadeth stuff. And then I remember hearing that where it was like more modern production. It had like the melodic vocal and the scream vocal, and it was like, oh, this is totally different. This is cool.
Yeah.
So I guess I guess that would mean that was my personal gateway into that genre, but. Yeah, I don't know. It was great. It was a great discovery. And then I remember being totally obsessed with both of those bands and trying to learn like all of their songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Killswitch a lot too, but my metal days were very short, and I never got into playing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think I realized my skill level was not up there, and I just never really pushed for any more than what I was doing already.
Never said it was done well, but at least it was cool. It was like the tones, and it was like the big production and like the big anthemic, like, you know,
Yeah.
like coming from stuff that was just fast. It was like, oh, this is fast, but it's also like really nice sounding, I guess.
Yeah,
kind of
it's not just thrashy and
yeah,
loud. And
that was the beginning of like the melodic trajectory, I guess I would say. But yeah, never been into Slayer. I'm out.
Oh, sorry,
Listen,
dude.
I'll play you some Slayer. Sorry. Not that I don't. No, you know what, dude? Totally get it. Just not as much my thing as those other bands. Yeah, great, undeniably great band. I think we decided with this Peach Pit tour that we're only opening the set with Kerry King solos. Was in the group text.
Oh, yeah?
Only Kerry King solos. Not just Slayer covers, but just Kerry King solos. Not even Jeff Hanneman solos. Just Kerry King solos. That's gonna be it. So take from that what you will. But hey, man, you know what? Same thing. They influenced a ton of people that way and kicked ass doing it. So
Yeah.
like, who am I to say anything about it? Just not my personal.
Totally,
taste.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not gonna talk shit about Kerry King. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah. Have you seen his tattoos? Yeah, Dad, that was a good memory. It was another one of the first shows that I went to in Muti. It was Megadeth at the Burt, and we were in like the way back balcony. But it was cool. I think that was when I think Glenn Drover was playing guitar for them then. Yeah, it was a great show. It was right after The System Has Failed came out. Only carrying clean intro solos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are almost as bad as Kirk Hammett clean intro solos. Playing minor over major.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, yeah, but with wah, so a little more feel. But, yeah, sweet. What's another one for you, man?
Well, another big one for me.
Another cool riff that you heard and were like, either wanted to learn it or like it kind of stuck with you
So
in
I
terms
was
of your
thinking,
style.
I was thinking about riffs that I was just like that I was pumped on, that I was like, yeah, trying to come up with them today. I was thinking about Steely Dan a lot, 'cause there's a lot of great guitar work with Steely Dan,
Totally.
but not much of it is actually playable for me. But there's one song that I learned how to play, and it was just like another one of those moments where I just was like playing around with it and figured it out, and just like was so like genuinely stoked that I was able to like learn something that I looked up to, right?
Yeah.
And that song was Night by Night, which is like it's all Pretzel Logic, one of my favorite Steely Dan albums, maybe my favorite. And I don't know, as far as like Steely goes, I just always felt like this song had like a lot of teeth. It was before they went like too super jazzy for me.
A little more oomph.
A little more oomph, yeah, and great Skunk Baxter guitar solo. Like it's a rocking song. So that the rhythm, like verse part.
Do you think a Steely Dan riff has ever been played on a Mayonnaise Duval before?
Probably not. And also listening to it today too, I realized that's how I learned how to play it. But all those like shots like that part's actually a horn section, and then all the in between is actually like Donald Fagen on like a clav or like some kind of key thing too. So like the guitar is actually only doing
Cool.
like. Oh.
Cool. It was cool because when you were playing that, it almost sounded like you can hear like the big shot.
Yeah.
Like you can hear the way that everything's like supposed to be layered.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, being like young and just like learning how to play guitar, not like even thinking that way, just playing it all on my own, yeah.
And are you hearing kind of like?
Yeah, it wouldn't be on the actual recording. I'm not playing it note for note.
But that's
right,
like that's like the horn shot.
Yeah, that's like the horn shot. But if you're doing it on a guitar, you gotta bend the crap out of it too, right? And then slides up to that F.
Oh, what chord?
Just an F. I'm not sure what the chord would be exactly, but you're using the your D there and your G.
Gotcha. So that's a very Steely Dan chord.
Very Steely, yeah. Yeah.
Same chord.
Same chord, yeah.
And then what's the bottom?
So like a.
Oh, okay. It goes to the first or the higher one?
Yeah, that's the ending, yeah. Ah.
A little jam over that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, nice like pockety kind of groove. That's sick. Nice.
Great tune, man.
The tilt adds so much to those types of tones.
Okay, I was wondering. Someone just mentioned a compressor in there too. Terry was asking if you're using it. It almost sounds.
I am not using a compressor. I'm using the tilt boost.
It sounds so nice, man.
Not at all. Nope, that's the tilt boost into the second channel on the 120. So, quick diversion here. This is how I use the tilt, and we talked about this last time. I do use the drive side for when the tone calls for it.
Yeah.
But the boost side is like literally always on, and with that one, I'm using like a fairly heavy low cut on it. So there's like the 3 different settings here. So I'm using actually the half, which kind of cuts the low, and so I'm basically actually running the boost like at unity volume. So you're not really getting any more volume out of it. You're kind of just using it for that low cut. So this is without, and this is with it on. So it's like you can kind of use it to achieve kind of, not what a compressor does, they do different things, but I feel like a lot of what people will use a compressor for with that type of guitar tone is to kind of squash it and kind of give that low end a little more like, I guess of a shelf, and just get a little more pop into the attack on it. And that's basically what this does without using a compressor. So you can kind of use this for that and then use your compressor for
it's like
other stuff, you know? Yeah. Alternatively, using it just with the, and Terry, you'll like this because I know you like the high gain stuff. We'll just divert for 1 second. But so this is, I like with the high gain stuff, I like using it just as a low cut. So this is with it off. And this is with it on.
okay, yeah.
So without, and then with. So yeah, the tilt boost side, like for pretty much everything, even for what I'm doing with high gain stuff, is pretty much always on now. Yeah. You didn't even have her on there. I'm curious to hear how it sounds with that thing.
I think I might have had it on while I was playing though.
Yeah? Let's hear it. Let's hear that freaking split coil on that thing.
Split coil too?
Yeah, that thing, the split on that is one of my favorite tones. Nice. I gotta listen to more Steely Dan. Aside from just like reeling in the ears.
Yeah. There's a lot of good Steely songs, man. It took me a long time to get into them when I was younger, but quickly became like one of my all-time.
Yeah.
It's a band I can throw on any day and just be like happy with it.
My folks both listen to a lot of that stuff at the house.
Yeah.
Which is good. So that's awesome. Yeah, definitely a lot of different influences growing up in like a family of musicians, I guess, because like, yeah, like my dad being a bass player is like big into like the funk stuff and all that,
Yeah.
but also was big into the rock stuff. And yeah, my mom actually too is big into a lot of the same kind of like funky, weird ensemble-y bands, like
Okay.
lots of weird stuff.
Like
yeah.
ensemble, like
Just like horn bands, like stuff with big percussion sections,
yeah.
like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like dancey, funky. Like,
It's like a very like broad range of music right there between the
totally.
two. Yeah.
Between the two of them, yeah, for sure. But yeah, Terry, it is nice. It adds a lot of feel to your right hand too. Just like everything's real nice and sticky. So yeah.
Nice and sticky, just
Nice
the way we
and
like it.
sticky. Yeah, another one for me, another big. It was cool, kind of going back like at the time, starting with stuff that was like way out of what I was capable of playing with, like the extreme stuff and Mr. Big stuff, and like I still can't really play that stuff, but like it was cool trying to go back. It was cool trying to go back and like learn some of it. Another one was Paul Gilbert, and like the whole Lean Into It album.
Yep.
Was huge. We're gonna get the twin track again. Because you need it for this. Yeah, any of the stuff from this era. Ooh, sorry, my pack turned down. I'm just gonna quickly turn on my in-ear pack again. I bumped the volume on it. It's the one thing with these shirts. They sound great. Oh, are you going for the talk pack? Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. Yeah, they sound amazing. I will say it. They're awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think that was it. The second. Is it the second song on Lean Into It? I just remember the first couple of songs. Like the first one was the one where they did the drill thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like that whole thing. Do you ever see that on stage?
I've seen that dancing videos, yeah.
Drills?
Yeah.
But the second song had that solo. I think it was called Alive and Kickin' maybe. But the whole bridge section, it goes into this cool thing. And that was... and I didn't know at the time there was just like bluesy kind of pentatonic scale stuff, but like I still like adding that a lot into my leads, like those little chromatic notes and stuff like that, because it has a certain
it's got
like
a flavor, man.
Yeah, like a certain
yeah.
attitude to it, which is cool. I think that was the lick I wanted to actually teach, was that one.
Okay.
But I think it's in that bridge section of that song, which I believe goes. I don't know that right.
Get the hell out of here, dude.
And then there's that stupid harmonic thing that I was trying to figure out, and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna figure this out."
Yeah.
But is the so it does like I still love those, like if you can use them in the right spot using like the unison bend thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's that or like any of.
Sorry.
Whether it's like or
oh yeah, the actual unison.
the actual like unison bend where you bend into the same note. Gilbert was the king of the. Yeah, totally. He was the king of that. Nice. That's awesome, Ron. Yeah, probably a mother's music there, eh? But that was the. It's all about like that versus.
Oh, so yeah.
Even just for that short second is like. Oh man, yeah, it's like more aggressive, and I think that was kind of what I liked. Like, it's just like, oh, that sounds like same thing as Nuno, where it just sounds so like you're just making the guitar like sad.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. You're giving the guitar an attitude, man.
Yeah, exactly. And so it does that. Bend on 15. Another thing too is when it goes down, it almost does like the. It almost uses, like it's almost like a little like 16th note thing when the bend comes down. It goes da, 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 da. So it's almost like you're right. It's almost like you're doing that.
Yeah.
So.
I was going down to the 7th there. Okay.
So it's tough, eh? Like, and that was, and
it ain't easy.
And that was one of those things at the time. I was like, "Oh, that's just a cool sounding solo." When you go back, it's like, "Oh no, there's little inflections like from doing like just both of those two things instead of just going."
Hell
it just sounds like it has like so much more like attitude to it.
Yeah.
Which is I think why both of those guys like really stuck out to me then and now. Like there's not a lot of guys that I went back to where it was like the same kind of like, oh, this is sick. Where with both of those two guys, every time I listen to that again, it's like, nope.
Yeah.
Still sick.
You can't beat it. Yeah.
Still sick.
Still holds
like,
up.
It's still still sick. Like so that type of playing, I guess. Like at least with leads, like riff wise, it's obviously different than that. But I find anytime, no matter what I'm going to solo over, it always ends up kind of sounding like somewhat influenced by those guys.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Just with that
Honestly,
kind of like,
after you play those two riffs too, I can kind of hear that like a lot, and just like the way you play it too.
Cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool to hear that because
Like,
those guys are both monsters. But like, yeah, I don't know. Leads have always been that. Like I've always liked that about leads specifically, like that style. Like there's little like,
Yeah, I'm just saying I can hear the inspiration now that you're like really showing those licks off too. Like,
little inflection.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the second lick. So for anybody who may have wanted to learn that as well, it's literally just like, well, it's just like an E pentatonic.
I know it's not hard. You just make it look so easy though, and I'm just over here like.
Played it. So the first thing is it's not like a unit. I guess unison bend where we said unison bend is kind of where you bend into like the same pitch.
Yeah.
But it is doing. which I guess would be that interval. So you're holding the 15th fret with your pinky and then bending with your ring finger, or if you want to bend with your middle finger, you could hold with your ring finger. I prefer to hold with the pinky because then you kind of get a little more force in that bend there. And then your pointer finger is also there when you go to the next run. So the bend there is on 15, full step bend. And then when you bend down, you're kind of doing this. So you can kind of think of it rhythmically as. So 15, bend down, 15, 12, 15, 14, 12, 14, 12, slide down to 10, sorry. 10? What am I doing? It's one of those things where, like, if I stop, I can't. If I think about what I'm doing, it doesn't work.
What's like the counting it out? Yeah.
Go down one more string before that. So,
Yeah.
classic pentatonic 14, 10, 14, 10. Then your chromatic note there.
First thing.
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. Yeah. So that was a fun one. I still can't play any of those. Like, listening to those solos, it was like, man, I don't think, like, unless you were just there in that moment, like, you couldn't. Nobody's gonna play.
Nobody's
like
gonna
that
do it,
ever.
yeah.
Yeah. There's like just such a feel thing.
There's such a like so many like monster players from that time, man. It's it's wild. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Something in the water, dude. Something in the air.
For sure. Gilbert was, yeah. I feel like, yeah. Who are some players that you guys think have kind of like stayed relevant like that over that time, like and kind of like held their own? I saw like Charles was saying there too, like where we said with AC/DC and Slayer, it's like those are both like we brought that up with both of those bands. Like, well, those bands have both stayed relevant because they like stuck to their guns and did what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't really change. Whereas I feel like Metallica and Megadeth, although those guys are still putting out great records, like they definitely changed more than those bands.
They moved with the time. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Paul learn that stuff. Sean, come on, dude. You could definitely do that. You just need a drill and a triple-sided pick, just like one of the big bass picks.
All you need is a drill. Yeah, you can be like Paul Gilbert, man. Yeah. Some of us don't even need a drill, apparently.
Something like that. I will say, I just kind of grabbed this pick randomly because I didn't have any of mine here, and it's this Max Grip Jazz 3, and it's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually, I'm not minding it at all.
You grabbed it from here? Like...
I just found it on that thing, the humidifier.
Oh, lucky
the
you,
humidifier
man, yeah.
that should be on the thread if you want. The grip's pretty nice. What's this?
I mean, it's just like a
Rev
pick.
Yeah, the Rev ones. I use these for acoustic.
What's that?
Definitely we use this for like acoustic when I'm like strumming more.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so little, dude.
It's got grip.
How do you hold your pick? I have like a 3. I use both of my. Yeah, like a normal person. Yeah.
Oh, what do you do? Stoby, what do you do? Is that how you pick two with 2 fingers? Use your middle finger.
Just the middle?
Wow.
I use my middle and my index.
I only asked that because he was holding kind of like this, and I could kind of see your like harmonic shape thing. That was the first thing when I showed Derek that riff. I was gonna... He's like, get Stoby to play it. It's like just like seeing you do it because it's different. It's funny. Okay, oh there he is. Can you play it to be with you? That's your pick, Derek. The Max Grip one. Nice. Yeah, he's like, get Stoby to play it and show how he does the harmonics for it.
Here, I'll trade you back.
Yeah, I will say I would use that for acoustic because I do like a thinner pick for
acoustic.
Like strumming stuff, but like, because like that I guess is how I would hold it usually.
Yeah.
And I guess picking angle would depend on like, I don't know, depending on the attack you want, it's doing differently. Like I feel like if I'm picking a little more loosely, it's kind of more angled this way. Whereas if I'm like really picking aggressively, it's almost more forward.
Side,
almost more forward.
Okay, that makes sense.
Versus like, you can hear kind of a difference in the angle, eh? Like, versus.
Definitely, yeah.
So I feel like maybe that's what it is like when it's more aggressive, it's almost more forward angle. When it's more strummy, it's more.
All right. You definitely hear the difference when you point it out like that.
I haven't really thought about that, like, consciously, but I think when I'm trying to analyze it, that's what it is. Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's just a bad habit.
Double finger guy.
Double finger guy.
I actually don't even know if I know To Be With You, Derek, by the way. Intentionally. Didn't want to learn it for this one, but...
What is it? How does it go? Yeah, I lose it there at the end.
That's the actual riff.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's correct. That's the actual riff.
I used to half-ass know it back in the day. Ah, fuck, yeah.
It was funny because I was telling Derek, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do like a Mr. Big riff and an extreme riff. He's like, oh, you're gonna do more than words? It's like, no, definitely not. Although it's like, yeah, how to survive as a glam rock band 101. Have a sick power ballad.
Have a sick power, dude. You need it. Everyone should have a sick power ballad, man.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I guess.
Bring back the power ballad. You know what? I'm on team bring back the power ballad.
Yeah, bring back the power ballads. I will say, I think that was what appealed to those bands too. I was like the melodicness, or what I was saying about like hearing like bands like Killswitch and Trivium for the first time, where it was like there's a melodic side to it, and like when you kind of mix that with the big rock or metal production, it does give it a big kind of like powerful feeling to it.
Totally, yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's why Derek likes all those rock bands, all the big anthemic rock bands. I was gonna call them something else, but I won't. Whitesnake, yeah, Whitesnake's another good one. More Than Words sucks. How's Costco? Or are you in your office now? Are you just in your office typing at us?
How is Costco?
How's that beer going? I'm almost done.
I'm almost done mine.
Yeah, might be time to crack one of the other ones here. Oh, I grabbed one of the Radlers, which is actually, I think.
I feel sorry for you.
It's okay. I'll drink it. I don't mind. Not one to complain, but Forever by Kiss is my favorite cheesy power ballad. Yeah, what's everyone's favorite cheesy power ballad? And should we learn it right now?
Oh, my favorite cheesy power ballad. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah. Amanda by Boston's pretty good.
Okay.
It's a big one. I think. Yeah, that's by Boston, right?
Yeah, I think so. Don't Cry by Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Skid Row, 18 in Life. Was that a power ballad? I don't know. I just think of that intro. Any Skid Row-ish. It's not because
it's in the realm of power ballad, yeah.
It's not. Skid Row. Any left for Tool? Yeah, Tool's great. Definitely.
Not a band that I got super into, but undeniably amazing, yeah.
Yeah, really, really good band. Yeah, I remember when 10,000 Days came out. I know that's like a noob fan album. I know there's a lot of older records that are like, that was, I guess, like that was my entry into Tool, which I realize is like a newer, more commercial record of theirs.
Okay,
like they definitely have a lot more like deeper cuts than that, but that was what first kind of like introduced me to them. And I feel like I kind of went backwards because I got into the more digestible stuff first and then went into the whole of like the weirder stuff. So
yeah, that doesn't seem like unusual though.
I will say I think albums like that are good for bands like that because maybe it can bring in fans who might not be as into that stuff off the cuff. But
100%.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you've checked out a band called Carnival, but they're like they're an Australian rock band, which is like almost a more they're very unique, but they do have like hints of that kind of Maynard-ish type vocal and like those types of kind of weird major-y chord progressions. Like it's major, but it sounds off.
I haven't listened to a lot of it, but our mutual buddy Jeff, like recommended Carnival to me. It's like a while back. Yeah.
Sound Awake is one of the best albums ever, for sure. Like the production's phenomenal, the songwriting's amazing. It's like this, really, really cool alt rock band with like elements of that Tool kind of like not new metal-y, but like you know what I mean, kind of like that kind of like grungy, like newish sound.
Yeah.
But a little more spacey and like more melodic and lots of textures and stuff. They're really cool. So yeah. What Iris by Goo Goo Dolls? Yeah, that'd be a good one. Lateralis is really groundbreaking. Yeah, totally.
Purple Rain?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Oh, Purple Rain's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love doing that one just because, like, everyone sings along. Photographed by Nickelback. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one. Big hometown vibes. Hannah, Alberta. Let's go.
Let's go.
Look at this giraffe. There is a graph.
Look at this giraffe.
Have you seen the look at this graph
Yeah.
video? Oh man, there's a bunch of like just the meme video. I have to show you. It's amazing. Just look it up and play it. Look at this graph. Terry, like Tool but not boring. I think Tool you have to pay more attention to. Carnival you can get away with just having on and still picking out moments that are like pleasing without having to focus as much.
Okay.
A little more digestible, I guess would be the word. Look, Andy knows what it is.
There we go.
Look at this
Andy,
graph.
what's up, buddy?
Oh man, it's good. Yeah. Anyways, what would so I guess today kind of the focus was like riffs that inspired us early on. Would you guys be into more kind of like riff lessons, or like Bo or Derek or Brad or myself kind of like teaching you some of our favorite licks, or like would you guys want to do them like in specific styles, or we even could do like a poll, like licks of this style, and like we just have to like force someone to like learn something out of their comfort zone,
Yeah.
or something like that. Like would you guys be into more of that type of thing, or are you guys into us just kind of teaching you things that we like and that inspired us and all that? Let us know, because we definitely like doing this type of stuff because it's fun to like learn stuff outside of like that Steely Dan riff. Like that's not a riff that I would sit down and learn.
Yeah.
Like
It's fun for me to exactly learn the same like Paul Gilbert stuff that I would never have
like,
the
it's fun for
the
us.
tenacity to go after myself. Yeah.
Totally. It's fun for us to be forced to kind of like play stuff outside of our usual not necessarily comfort zones, but like what we usually would approach.
Yeah.
It's like forced to kind of think of it differently. So if you guys have anything that you want to make us do that would be totally outside of what we would choose to do.
80s cover night.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
80s
I'm
cover
into
night.
that.
And we have to actually try to dial in all the tones too.
And wear
That'd
the
be fun.
outfits. I'll bring the pants, everybody.
Yeah.
I got leopard pants.
Thanks,
leopard
Alex.
pants for each of you.
Frogs would have sticky licks, he says. Derek, we were saying that for sticky licks, we almost were tempted just to screenshot the Cheeto slide and make that the thumbnail for the stream tonight. But it would be salty licks. When Derek comes out, it can be salty licks, and it can be Derek playing Cheeto slide. Or no, sorry, not
Derek's salty licks.
Not Cheetos. Sorry, Hawkins. I didn't mean to offend you like that. Sammy dresses up as CC DeVille. Nice, cheesy licks with Derek. Yeah, exactly. Randy Rhoads episode, that'd be great. That would be a tough one, man. He's another one of those guys where it was just so much of him being in that moment and playing it the way that he does. Teach Bo an intervals riff. Good teach Bo an intervals riff. Freebird, Leonard
Might
Skinner.
take me a week,
Thanks, Mom. My mom wants me to play Freebird. I'll solo and do this for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then occasionally there'll be some. And then occasionally there'll be some.
Oh,
And then occasionally there'll be some. Before some.
That's the one. That's the one, though. Yeah. That's the moneymaker, dude.
But you know what, dude? The amount of notes he's made, or the amount of dollars he's made off of those 3 notes.
I'm not shitting you. It's literally the moneymaker, man.
More notes per dollar than I make. So I guess we could go with it. I'm just kidding. I will say I went to that concert because I ended up getting free tickets to it, and it was actually really fun.
I bet it was. Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, everyone's like, play Freebird, and it's like, well, I guess you can't get mad at it for yelling it here because it's actually a Leonard Skinner concert.
Oh, I'm sure they're still getting pissed about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no one's gonna be upset with that.
They're
one.
like, we're playing it. Just give us a
Listen,
minute.
do you think it's not gonna be the last? It was like Derek talking about Helix at that festival. Where like,
You think we're not going
he's
to?
like, you think we're not gonna play this song? And they keep cheering for it. It's like, all right, we're just gonna play it. And they play their one biggest hit mid-set, and then at the end of the set, he's like, guess what? We're playing it again. And they play it again.
I actually had Helix this weekend, which was pretty hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
you're Rockin' the Fields, right?
Yeah. I was at Kenora Harbor Fest.
Yeah, Harbor Fest, that's right. Yeah.
Man, I remember looking at that lineup. It was like Helix, Nazareth, like all those bands, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And they all did play Rockin' the Fields too. They were all like.
Yeah, they all kind of swap
They
back
played
and
Dolphin
forth.
and
So.
Kenora like all weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I feel like they literally just like alternated nights. But that was basically what happened when we were out west with like Dallas and like all those bands out there. It's like, hey, this night these people are at BVJ and these people are at Sunfest, and then we're gonna do this, and then it's like all the bands just like playing different nights of the same 3 festivals. So yeah, that's how it goes with the festival circuit in Canada because there's like not many. All the songs you don't want to play on a cover gig. That's a good one. That's actually that's a really good one actually.
I got a bunch of those. Yeah.
More notes per dollar is the new shirt. Nice, Derek. I expect it printed tomorrow. You did it for Drew. You can do it for me. Let's go. I take an XL. No, I'm joking. I know you have nothing to do tonight before you leave tomorrow, so you can definitely go print me a shirt. That'd be a good one, Derek. Actually, I definitely think we want you there for that one. What songs you don't want to play on a cover gig?
Yeah.
That'd be great. What's a song you don't want to play? Like, so sorry, David.
Songs
Songs that like as a guitar player I have shame in playing, or just like songs you don't want to play to not offend people.
Oh, I was thinking more because of songs that you're sick of playing at the cover gig. Songs that like I just don't want to play.
Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah, Brown Eyed Girl's a big one.
Brown Eyed Girl is the #1.
Yeah.
More Than Words. Yeah, I feel like that one's a little bit suggestive for some weddings. Mustang. Mustang Sally, yeah, that's one for sure. I will say my dad he made up this bass line for Mustang Sally that actually slaps super hard.
Oh, yeah?
But he just got bored of playing it the same way. So, Sweet Home
Sweet
Alabama.
Home Alabama, yeah.
Sweet Home Manitoba, yeah. That's what it's looking like around here recently. Let's see, yeah. I think Brown Eyed Girl is the #1 for me.
That's a big one, yeah.
Yeah, or Sweet Child of Mine.
That was going to be my next one,
Yeah,
too. Is like,
Sweet Child of Mine, too. Sorry, Derek.
That's not even like a cover gig thing. It's just like, I don't want to hear that song.
I don't mind playing Mr. Brightside because the riff is actually cool. As much as that song is definitely overplayed in general, I remember learning that for the first time and being like, oh, this is a sweet riff.
It's
like, this is actually really cool.
Yeah, it's just the thing with if you play like a cover band too, you just get it's just so repetitive all the time. So there's like a lot of songs I could like look at to be like, oh, I don't want to play
this
it
again,
anymore.
or like you didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Wonderwall, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Wagon Wheel. Wagon Wheel is a huge one. Actually, Darius Rucker was playing at the festival we were at this weekend. I was like, I feel like people are like, play Wagon Wheel.
You don't
like,
yeah, of course.
Like the same thing as Leonard Skinner. It's like, oh, I guess it's acceptable here.
It must be nice to have your own Freebird though. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is the song Wonderwall. Yeah, I can't go without that one ever again. Enter Sandman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if I've ever played that one in a cover gig, but that would be
not really a bar.
That would be the one though. If you were going to do a Metallica song, probably that would be the one, for sure, to do at a cover gig.
It's like it's not that aggressive. Everyone knows it.
Robbie, your family is Jamaican? I didn't know that. Family is Jamaican and Brown Eyed Girl is super popular with them. Does it? I feel like those chords are like steel drum chords.
I could
It almost
I could
sounds
hear
like
that,
if you put
yeah.
that on steel drums, it would actually work. It's cool, but I'm sick of playing it. Yeah, you also play college bars, Jack. So that's like the boomer covers for us. For you is the Killers. It's like that era. But I feel like that was a. We were talking about Boston earlier, and I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Foreplay was the first song that Tom Schultz wrote.
Yeah,
maybe for Boston or for that, but I think Mr. Brightside was the first song that the Killers wrote.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was.
I wouldn't know, but
I remember reading that one. Same thing. I don't know if that's true, but I think I read that, and that would be really like, yeah.
That's
how
talent,
do you really
man,
top that?
just
Once you
start
read
with
it, yeah.
start with a huge hit. Yeah.
White Wedding, yeah, that's another one. Yeah. I'm excited to make it. I can definitely hear the steel drum thing. Yeah, it's just those intervals like those. Is it just like a sixth or whatever? Those are very steel drum sounding intervals. That's also You Can Call Me Al. Same type of thing.
Okay.
Same types of chords.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff. That's another one I can kind of hear. I feel like those chords inherently just have that sound. Whatever that is. What interval is that?
I don't know. You don't know?
It's a sixth. Sixth. Yeah. Rebel Yell.
Fishing in the Dark.
Oh, yeah. Or a Boot Scoot.
Boot Scoot and Boogie.
What we started, it was funny I did it that way. One thing we started doing on Dallas on Tour is playing songs in like, if it's minor, play it in a major key. So Boot Scoot would be.
Oh, yeah.
Or like Crazy Train would be. Like
That's incredible, dude. I love it.
This is like, oh man, any rush, yeah. Yeah, that's the neat thing. So like or if it was in a major key, I can't think of any major key riffs there one do, but like basically just reverse it.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm gonna play around with that for sure. Oh, are you in?
No. I'm just playing it. Oh, it's an F sharp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So good.
It's
So stupid.
terrible. Or a major center Sandman would be. Oh no, I think that would be the same.
Wait, isn't the G the because it's an E, so it would be like it'd be a G sharp.
Oh, that would be it. Yeah, you're right.
So stupid.
Yeah, it sounds like a sub 41 song. Yeah, exactly. Your favorite riff's on a lefty, but hold it righty so it's upside down. Oh, dude, don't even try me with that. One of the guitar players I work for is a lefty, and I have to do that to set up his guitars.
Dude,
so I learned some
hard is
upside
that?
down. It is hard, actually. It was funny though, because we did we went to a pub and they ended up just like jumping up and doing an acoustic song, and the only guitar they had was a righty, so Darren literally just played every song upside down and like played it perfectly. It's like just crazy. But I guess as a lefty, you probably get used to having to do that sometimes, just because like there's not often guitars available for you in a jam setting.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah, it makes Totally.
So I guess you'd have to do that, but. So it's Gina. Yes, yeah, exactly. Sounds like a new pop punk hit. Yeah, we're doing it. I think that has to be the new.
Well, we're doing it.
Yeah, we'll do that on YouTube now.
So bad.
That's so stupid. Death Cab going down. What's another one that could be good for that? I was trying to think. Master Puppets is chromatic, so you can't really do it. It's all chromatic. You can't really do it with that one. Blacken.
The power chords bouncing around in the major key is so killer, dude. Yeah.
Derek, how soon till Lars copyrights this video? Yeah, exactly. No, he doesn't own that key. Five Magics. Oh man, that'd be a tough one. Any of the Megadeth stuff from that era is like super tough. Like all the solos. Cemetery Gates. I think that's it.
I don't know, man.
Pantera. Is the Twin Tracker still on? Good, because I like it.
Man, Cemetery, I've listened to that in so
I think it's Pantera.
That's that, yeah. All the squeals, as many as
That's
you
the theme
possibly
for
can
today.
in there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We've all just been a fan of pinch harmonics.
Yeah.
I guess that extreme riff too was the first time I've heard that. It was like, what is that? And then it sounds like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or in like Kill Switch too, where they would do like the
big, yeah. Yeah, I never
Just the
excelled at
classic
that, man,
Adam
yeah.
D.
You know what I'm talking about in the DVD? Like
Absolutely, I do.
Now in a major key.
major key. I don't know.
It's such a brain twister.
I'm just trying to think with those chords, because like literally all I know like for those types of metalcore songs is everything is just in D minor or C minor, I guess. I don't know, actually. I'd have to figure it out. I don't know if that one even really works, because it's all just like root 5th and 9th. Like all the chords are just. Ghost of where they trade off the pinch harmonics. Yeah, exactly. It was from that DVD, like the World Ablaze DVD. It's a great DVD. I actually watched that like many times.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
It's, I mean, I was big into that stuff when that came out. I think it came out in like 2005. It was before As Daylight Dies came out, because it was all End of Heartache and Alive or Just Breathing songs.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember being in high school and just like really, really enjoying it a lot. But I just realized I've never written a song in a major key. Nice. The one where he wears a cape. Yeah, Adam D wears a cape for the whole thing, and short shorts where his boxers are longer than his shorts.
Doesn't do like push-ups like during one of the songs
Oh,
or
dude,
something?
yeah, no, just everything. Everything all at once.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Crazy Train and Lydian. Jack, that's your mission this week. I don't want to figure that out right now.
Crazy Train and Lydian, okay.
05 or 06, yeah. Nice tones from the Red Channel there. Yeah, I've been learning to love the, not learning, I always liked it, but I think recently I've been favoring it, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't know. That's without the twin tracker, I'll get rid of that. But like, it just has a certain chewiness to it. Like, for the 7-string stuff, always purple. Like a little more aggressive, but. Yeah, there's like a certain like, I don't know, I know chewy is a dumb word to use, but it just has that like sagginess to it, but it's still really bright if you EQ it the way you want.
Yeah.
Like the bright switch makes a big difference on that channel.
I'm personally fine with like all the channels I'm using the bright switch though. That's, yeah.
And I will say again, this is without the tilt. And this is with the tilt boost. Without. With.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like. Maybe it's since I started using the tilt that I'm enjoying the red channel more. Because that kind of does like what I like for the low end that the purple channel does, but it has the character of like...
Of the red channels, like that sagginess and like
yeah,
the...
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a nice mix of both. Like clear.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
Super
tight.
articulate, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the tilt definitely like brings out that it's not even like as much a tightness, it's just you're just hearing the right frequencies. It's getting rid of the muddiness. Yeah, for sure. So you powered the red channel. I assure you, the amplifier is fully operational. I gotcha. What brand pedal board is that? This is a Temple Audio board, and Manny wired both of these, which is why they're so clean, because I'm not capable of this.
Oh, if I brought my board,
I get mad at this point of things. But yeah, Manny cut these actually for NAMM, all the custom cabling and stuff like that. And these were just kind of like our showroom boards.
Yeah.
So right now it just has the rev stuff on it with a couple of effects loops things.
Rev stuff, tuner, yeah.
Yeah, but Derek and I are actually building, or now actively selecting things to build so that we can kind of plot out the boards more. But we've been talking about actually building our own for a while, and we are going to actually go ahead with starting to do that. So one of the next episodes, actually this would be a good question for you guys. We actually had a lot of people say that they'd be interested in an episode on what compressors do, because I feel like there is still some gray area with that for players who might be a little apprehensive about using one.
Yeah.
So that and also an episode on modular effects. So what would you guys think? Would a compression be something you guys are interested in learning about? Is that interesting enough for you guys? Or is that something you'd want to, like, we have, a handful of different pedals we can try specifically, but we also could treat it more as like an approach thing, like, how to actually use this practically for different types of sounds. Because, you can use it as in a very transparent, transparent setting, thank you. Or you can really, really, really squash it to like get more of that, like disco-y kind of clean stuff.
That funky,
that
that old school 70s
there's
funk
a
sound.
lot of different ways, yeah. So, yeah, sweet. Well, let's do that. I think Derek and I will look into doing that soon. And you can come join us too, Bo, on some of these pedal board ones.
Oh, for sure, man.
Get input on that. I think we got to do one on all the modular effects, and then we'll do one on, delays and verbs. And eventually we'll get all the way into actually, MIDI programming the rig. We'd love to have, Anthony Best back on to talk more about that type of stuff. And
yeah, man.
all that more in-depth stuff that, yeah. How much gate are you using? Do you have any issue with note cutoff with the gate? I do not. Derek, I do not use a compressor. We'll teach you, bud. Don't worry about it. You'll have one on your board in no time that you won't use. I will say the G8 is super transparent. I actually am using 2 gates right now. I was using the amp gate and the pedal gate. But the pedal gate itself, like I have gating quite hard. So with the G8, the hold and release are separate. The hold is basically your overall sustain, and then the release is how quickly it cuts once it actually gates. Your threshold is just your overall level. So I have the release and the hold really low. So that's without. So you get a lot more definition. So sustain without the gate.
We're going to be a while, folks.
Right. But even with the G8. And this is with it dialed very aggressive. Yeah, it still goes because I've got the hold set right. But then as soon as you gate it, it's tight. So actually you got a lot of sustain with this, and I will say too, it's one of the only gates that I've tried where you can have it set like this and still be able to kind of get like it starts to get a bit there, but
You're talking about being able to roll back your volume and still be able to get a usable sound.
If you pull your threshold back just a little bit, like in the middle, I could probably get away with that and still get the amount of cutoff I want for a high gain tone. And then. Yeah, so it's very transparent for what it does, even on a hard, and that's again with like a very aggressive setting. If you just want to use it for noise reduction, you can kind of roll, like even with it off, get that. But if I wanted something a little more mild with like less of a hold on it, you could do that. And I can roll off all the way down to like there, and it still works. And that's like you can kind of hear like a little less of a quick cutoff there, but just for noise, if that's all you want, you can dial it, way down and still have that dynamic sensitivity.
Totally.
So yeah, super versatile. Hope that answers your question there.
G8 is the Engway
guitar shop. Nice, dude. Mike, let us know what you think of it when you get it, man. We'd love to hear. G8 is the Engway of noise gates. Don't say that, Jack. I guess more is more. 612 combo, triple faceplate head. Actually, well, we're not going to do a 612 combo, but we were actually talking about maybe getting some of the 612 cabs in here.
Oh, yeah?
We tried to mic them and just like doing a cab comparison. Seeing how that goes. So who'd be into that? Would you guys want to hear some real cabs in here and crank shit up real loud? See how that sounds versus the two-note stuff. I know Manny's real stoked on it.
I actually am, because we were shooting some stuff the other week, and we were doing some miking on things, and I was kind of dual miking stuff, and it actually sounded really nice. So
Yeah?
Yeah,
Totally. The G8 will cut out like the 60 cycle hum that you get, and that's what I was saying is like it's really good just for hum and not like strictly as a hard gate. You can use it just to reduce noise like that and stuff.
That's the way I use it personally. It's just I play a lot of single coil stuff with not a ton of gain, but enough that I'm buzzing.
Yeah, when you're playing clubs and stuff, like sometimes you just have shitty power.
Yeah.
So as that and not as like a super hard metal gate, absolutely. You can just use it as like a noise reduction tool and not lose your response at all.
Totally.
So yeah, cool. Anything you guys want to hear? Anything else you'd like to check out before we head on out of here? Any riffs you want to hear? I think next week we'll probably go ahead with that compressor thing if you guys are interested in that.
I'm into it. I might just stick around and hang out with you and Derek while you try out compressors for yourself.
Yeah, dude, good on here. We'll try out a whole bunch. I think we're going to try to grab the Keeley's, like the big one that everyone likes.
Oh, yeah.
Which Manny has. So get Manny to bring that in. I've got
the Wampler, the Ego.
The Ego, yeah. Derek and I both have the Ego and the Seymour Duncan. Are there any compressors that you guys would want to hear? Like maybe we'll get like kind of one of the stock MXR ones too.
The Dynacomp, that's what I've got
just
at
so
home.
we can compare like different kind of tiers and see what results we get with all that.
I'm into that, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Any other riffs you guys want to hear? Any other questions before we sign off out of here? Strymon Compadre. Oh yeah. See if we can find one of those actually.
G8
I wonder if we have one of those. I know we have some Strymon stuff that we haven't checked out. Amperix effects I've heard is really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played a lot of the Emperor stuff myself.
Whitey tidy. I like that. Should try to find that. Use the ego for solos only. Nice. We'll show you how to use it for Derek. You'd love. Dude, you'd love it for like your type of like broken kind of clean tone where it's like just edging on breakup there. Like you would definitely like it for that. Unchained. Oh. Is that the right riff? Derek, you're gonna kill me if that's not the right Van Halen riff. Is that it? Is that it?
I think it's close.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. Having clean guitar. Be right there. Oh, he's coming. Oh no. Here we go. That means he's here. Back from Costco. All right. There he is. Give me that before I hurt myself. All right, all right.
What's up, boss?
What's up? Here he is. I'll get out of the way here.
Costco was good.
Costco was good.
Looks like you're in a good mood.
Good Costco shop. Good Costco shop. There we go. That's it. It's close to go. Okay. Oh, I was missing the drop D-ness and the root notes. Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Dude.
See you later.
Everybody say bye, Derek.
Bye, Derek. Someone says no bends.
Oh no, you're calling him
No.
back.
Oh no, here he comes.
It's okay, I got the mute ready.
Here, wait, hang on. What's happening? Oh, I'm just like messing with the time. Thanks. There we go.
That was perfect.
I think that's as good of a time as any to call
To
it.
call it? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Is that our cue?
Let's do it. Let's have a little jam out of here. And yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Derek and I will be back next week working on all of the compressor stuff. We'll do a shootout, answer some questions you guys might have regarding that. If you have any questions regarding that, feel free to comment on this video, and we'll come check it out, and we'll make sure to answer those as well. Yeah. What's next for you? Any gigs this week?
Playing the Riverside, like a small bar downtown
Nice.
On Friday night.
Nice. If anyone in Winnipeg is chilling
If anyone,
Friday.
yeah, if anyone's in the city, come check me out. I'll be there all night with a cover band.
Nice.
What about you?
No, nothing. Off
Nothing.
this week, which is great. Fine.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
but
I want a weekend off, dude.
yeah, it's been. I can't look at Derek right now.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a busy couple months. So yeah, it's nice to chill. Probably gonna do some housework and
Hell yeah, dude.
maybe play some guitar, like just for myself. And
Maybe play some guitar. Maybe
just-
play some guitar.
Nice. Oh, big verbs. Big verbs. All right, cool.
Do you want to just
Jam on that Boston riff.
Let's do it.
I know Deshaun Tubbs video. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Oh no, drop D. Nope, we're not doing that. Thanks, Derek.
me? Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna make us sit here for a little bit as usual. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we're just gonna sit in it.
We're just gonna sit. Oh, there's the
There's the
thing.
thing.
There's my hand. That hurt actually to do that.